with the moral values, teaching our children some moral values. Probably if we can't teach them all, we need to teach them some. And we've mentioned some of them last 2 weeks. So last week we added 2 more, and we talked about teaching our children how to share, sharing resources, sharing their time, and sharing anything that is possible to share, even problems with people, in order for them to find solutions and all that. We also talked about teaching our children to be compassionate. Yes, anything you teach your child will in effect come back to you. If you don't teach your child how to share, when he or she grows, it will be difficult for him or her to share with you. If you don't teach them to be compassionate, when they grow, it will affect you. Yeah, so it's important we teach them those moral values. Today, I'm going to talk about the parent toolbox.
Parent toolbox.
Yes.
Okay, maybe as you go on, we would understand.
You will.
Yeah.
Toolbox.
Okay.
Just as you need.
Toolbox.
Yes.
Tool.
L. Box.
Okay.
Yes. Just as you need tools to accomplish different tasks at home.
Especially the magazine people.
Yes.
You need toolbox.
Yes. At home and at the workshops, you also need a toolbox to train your children as a parent. You know, when you go to the workshop, for example, like the magazine, when you go there and you need to loosen up a
and
screw.
also like the first aid box.
Yes. But I'm talking about tools.
Tools. Okay.
In the first aid box,
tools,
you have medications and all that.
Tools.
Yes.
So magazine will go.
So let's say any box is a box. So when you need to loosen up a screw, and you decide to use your teeth to loosen up the screw, you either break your teeth.
It has happened to me before.
Good.
I was in class 5.
Very good.
And that divider that we used to draw the compass thing. You used to draw maybe if you class 5 who's your compass divider and the arc and to remember the na emu Lucy. I remember class 6 fountain here in Techibanti. Me na lose you am say me de me say aha we see na me say na kwa akofele one day me say nche ha baby da bia na ebu baby like ambu kese ba I say e dri so nti me hu say e kwan kakra da ho ebu ye and I'll feel it one day, so I know.
So that is what we are talking about. Yes. So you either break it or not being able to do it at all. Yeah, and so for that reason, as parents, we need to use the right tools to raise our children. Sorry. And when you go to the kitchen, when you want to chop something or when you want to cut something and you use a spoon to cut it, it will never be possible. You need a knife to cut. You need a spoon to pick up, or when you need to spoon anything. So we are saying that as parents, we also need to use our tools to raise these children. And I'm going to talk about 5 tools that we need to use as parents. The first one I'm going to talk about is modeling. I'll give you all the 5 tools, then I pick them and then give you bit by bit of those tools. The first one I want us to talk about is modeling. The second one will be communication. The third one will be discipline. The fourth one will be problem solving. And then the last one will be family ritual or family tradition. Yes, now let's take it bit by bit. Modeling. When we talk about modeling, we are referring to you as a parent. Sorry.
Take water, Mom.
Yeah, I need to take water. We are referring to you as a parent trying to demonstrate the right behavior for your child to learn.
We are on the child care segment, and that is Mrs. Asantewaah Korsah. Do not miss this segment, this education, because you are talking about 5 tools a parent needs to help nurture your children. She's mentioned modeling, communication, discipline, problem solving, family tradition, and all that. She's going to take it bit by bit for us to learn more about.
Yeah, so as a parent, you need to demonstrate the right behavior for your children to learn from. Let's not forget that parents are the best teachers or the most powerful teachers that children learn from. children normally learn by example. I think we have already discussed modeling over here.
Yeah.
So as a parent, you become what you want your child to become. Yes, if you want your child to be abusive, you be abusive.
Okay.
If you want your child to be submissive, be submissive.
Okay.
If you want your child to be loving, be loving. Whatever you want your child to become,
you have to practice.
You
it
have
first.
to model it
Okay.
for your child to emulate, to learn from you. So we are saying, as a parent, children are looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you do, any step you take, anything you say, your children are looking at you, and they are copying the behavior that you are putting out. You might not know, they might not also know they are copying you,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of it, sometime you will see them demonstrate that behavior bit by bit. So we say, as a parent, you need this tool, and the tool is to model for your children to emulate. When you forget this tool, it means that you are spelling out the doom of your children. Anytime you are modeling, make sure the behavior that you are modeling is something you want your child to also display someday or in future. Good. Now let's talk about communication.
Communication, which is the second shoe.
Yeah. In case I skip any, I'll definitely bring it in.
Okay.
The most important thing is that I get a 5 for you.
Okay.
Yes. So as parent, communication too has already been discussed here.
Yeah.
Yes. As a parent, you need to know how to communicate with your child. The last time we mentioned that you don't always have to be shouting at them. You don't always have to talk to them at a very low tone or at a very low pace. So sometimes talk to them in a way that you get them to listen to you. Teach them how to communicate. Communication takes so many forms. It could be the way your body
language,
or your body language, your gestures, the way you even walk is a type of communication. Yes, they are all types of communications. So as a parent, you need to know the right way to communicate to your children, because
especially in public.
Yes. You need to know the right way to handle them or talk to them. Some of them, some parents, when they are in public and you are not careful, your child's behavior will push you to hit the child in a way you never thought of hitting. Because you don't want people to think that you are not raising or you are not training up your child well. Yes, all those things are ways of communicating to the child. It might not be verbal, but the way you react, sometimes when you take your child to the public, you don't even have to open your mouth to talk. The way you do your things, the kind of eye you give to the child, the kind of face you give to the child, will help the child to understand what type of communication you want to give. Then quickly you see that your child adjusts to the communication you gave to him or her. So as a parent, communication is very important as far as raising our children are concerned. That is also another tool you need to use as a parent. And then you need discipline. When we say discipline, discipline is practicing or trying to help people to practice a better way of raising them, for them to obey rules and regulations, or for them to obey a code of ethics. For example, you have your code of ethics in this institution. So for people to know how disciplined you are, tells the way you go about your duties. Yes. I have already said it here that
sometimes I'm saying
punishment.
different ways. Said to be disciplined. How is it like say akrano or china so den na akrano? I say who akran baby akrabi wa uchan kon kase so discipline. Discipline, I think, use that mother tongue. My entire
discipline no. Discipline no ne say obua onipa no amanadi enhyehyaya eda ho so. So what is it? But just say yes. For you to be able to discipline somebody, you need a tool of punishment. Because
Mommy, I'm coming.
Come.
Please, class, keep quiet and stop roaming. Class, stop roaming. Thank you, Mommy. Let's continue.
Okay, so for you to discipline somebody, you need punishment. But punishment is not discipline. It is a discipline now. Oh boy will be now what no or kwanya obedi nhyehyɛ so me ba no me se emo no nwotwe na mato me punu mu enti na nwotwe bo na se wapi a obeba na mato me punu mu now me to punu no mu no the punishment I am giving to you is that you are going to sleep out so what you say hanti ma punish you e bia out na obe sleep no e bia betun ya abonten e betun ya ba bia onye wadwen se obeda tonton berew nsuo to a ebehwe ma punish you because you were not disciplined
when you discipline betun I say wo hye wo ho so ama eniema because so woka say what oba me waka me say menda no nwotwe 8 o'clock I should be sleeping because you close your door. And you know, does it mean that what's that one? You have to comport yourself like.
It's not easy to be disciplined, and that form say obey to me discipline, because it takes so much freedom from you. Say Abia when near how person will rest it, but you have to do something at a particular time. It takes a disciplined person to do that. So when you're disciplined, because the body is pushing you to do something else. Yeah, so. In totality, in general, your car discipline now is when you are trying to obey rules and regulations.
Okay. That's perfect.
And he said, we are doing say ubedi in shesheya a then we say you are disciplined. Before you came here, they gave you in shesheya a we don't want you to do this. We don't want you to do this. If you don't do those things, there is no way you are going to face punishment. But the moment you go about doing other things rather than what you have been asked to do, then you receive punishment. Yeah, so discipline is not punishment, but punishment is a tool you use in disciplining people. Yeah, and so as a parent, you need to discipline your children to be adaptive. Maybe obeko biano, senebeya obetumi atena o. Na waye na juma said yes, na efata. And even when you do that, there are two things involved. Depending on the kind of people that you met there, either you are praised for being disciplined or you are downplayed for being disciplined. Others will think that those depending on the people you meet over there. If the people you meet over there are equally as disciplined as yourself, then they will understand and appreciate what you are doing. But if they are lazy and free to go, they don't want to be guided by rules, and they will think that you are setting up some pace for them to follow. And hey, boss, my boss are my pressure. My pressure.
Sometimes they will try to sabotage you and all that.
So as a parent, let's try to help our children be disciplined. When you are disciplined, it makes it very difficult for you to stay wherever you want to stay and live with whoever you want to live with. Because some people find it so difficult to live with some people. Or then a whole boat will be crab within a short possible time. Because ABA, the person couldn't endure certain things around that area.
Being disciplined from the start, like through child raising, can you say that it helps you a lot so that wherever you are, maybe I can say, maybe I'll share or no being team there go and check because we'll ban as any rules and said or you wouldn't want to adjust to, you can't compromise, so you have to. But maybe I'm not share no, it's by discipline and all that. So are you trying to say that being disciplined or helping your child discipline your child from onset and I say through child raising helps the child to stay wherever at all or whichever people that the person meets? It's easy to live with anybody because said the obesity be adjusted
without being influenced. That is very important. Yes. So because of that, you are able to live with them. You know how to live with people without being influenced. Let's say this person is doing something you do not like. So you don't have to force yourself to do that thing for you to be liked.
That's not how you are raised.
Meanwhile, you have a way of doing other things for you to be liked in that same way. So discipline is a very important tool that parents need to use.
I think it's the most important tool.
Very important that parents need to use to raise up their children. When you discipline them, it goes a long way to help them. I have told you that any effect you are giving to your child today, you will get the reactions in the future. Any kind of training you are giving to your child today, you will get the effect in the near future. Now, the next thing I'm talking about is
problem solving.
Yeah, problem solving. Problem solving is very important. You remember, the last time we were talking about emotional intelligence, I mentioned problem solving as a tool which is also important to build up your emotions. On the nipa who said you want something from them, they use that now or the abedi who supposed. Do you understand? People are like that. And so as parents, we need to teach our children how to solve their own problems. You don't have to take your problem to people all the time. Whatever the problem might be, it could be financial, it could be marital issues, everything, no matter the problem.
Mama, they say sometimes you need someone to talk to.
Yeah, we are building a point. Now we are teaching them. So we are not teaching them to take the problem to people. We are teaching them to solve the problem by themselves. And telling somebody to help you is also a way of solving the problem by yourself. Yes, it because all depends on you.
First of all, you need to know where you are going before you ask for help.
Very good. So even that way, you are helping the child to know the right people to talk to, because some people are not right to talk to when you have a problem.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, so identifying the right people to talk to is also another thing.
Is the ultimate thing. Okay. If you are not able to identify, first you need to identify the problem. Because when you are going through something and you don't see it as a problem, there is no way you are going to make any attempt to solve it. So you being able to identify it as a problem is part of the problem solving. Then you need to identify how and the people to help you to solve the problem. That is also another way of solving your problem.
So in it, or I understand you, that means at the end of the day you have been able to, because there are some people who it happens and they are just looking for something, they don't know how to go about anything.
Yes.
And if you don't take care, it will end you in a wrong path.
Yeah.
So I understand where you say everything comes down to being problem solving yourself, because identifying the right people, knowing your problem, knowing how to go about it, all boils down to you.
Yes. And it all starts from how you raise the child. Most of the time our children bring problems to us and we try to solve the problems for them. We have said it here before. Now, mommy, look at this. How do I go by this? Instead, turn it and put it back to your child. You have brought this to me for us to solve. Which better way do you also think we can go about it? Try to solve it with them. Try to involve them in solving the problem that they meant for you to solve. In so doing, if the child is able to solve that problem, I think you also need water. In so doing, when the child is able to solve it the way he or she wanted, it even boosts her confidence and self-esteem. Because when you are able to do things by yourself, it helps you to gain some kind of confidence all by yourself. You are even building the resilience of that child. I don't have to back off. I don't have to back out. So I can do it. Most of the time, people go about begging because they don't know how to solve financial issues. But
and I think, mommy, here discipline also comes. You'll be on to me. Yes. You need to. People must know.
Yes.
On to me, discipline in terms of finances and all that. So
we buy things we don't need. Anything we see because our friends are buying, we also want to buy. If you don't buy, they'll be talking about. Let them talk. I have said you don't always have to follow the masses. Do the things that you feel is right to be done. Things that will please you, things that you think you do wouldn't hurt the people around you and ultimately God. If you are able to go by this in life, I don't think you have any serious issue about yourself. Running away from debtors and all that will all be out of your way. So as parents, let's try to help our children to be problem solvers. Yes, when we do that, they will grow up and they wouldn't find trouble solving certain issues which should have been tormenting them or bringing them emotional stress, emotional breakdowns, and then even affecting their mental health.
Okay.
Yes.
Understand. The last one is family tradition.
Yeah, the last one is family tradition. Every family should have a tradition or should have a ritual. I remember the last time you said it wasn't Sakawa or whatever. Yes, the family should have something they do. I won't say it drew someone yeah.
Yes. For example, there are some families that they have a specific day or month that they do family meeting.
Good.
So year need drew there. My family is bound to doing this. So
yes,
they come together, and if there are some problems they need to talk over or solve it, they all bring the ideas together and
yes.
so. And then some people go out every Sunday.
Yeah.
And all okay. So
yes,
that is their family tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you pass on to generations.
So it should be something good.
Yeah. It takes place. It could take place in the daily basis, weekly basis, monthly, yearly. Maybe every day you have decided that yourself and your family will go for a walk, a daily walk. Yes, weekly. Maybe during weekends we will have a family outing.
Okay.
Yes, we may have family devotions. In my family, we had devotions every Sunday.
Or every Sunday.
Every Sunday evening around 7.
Okay.
Now the musu nkana me masa devotion. Alabete. You see, that is a family ritual. So wherever you are,
you know
that when it's 7, I need to be there. You don't have to be called because it is something that is yes. And when monthly, yearly, every year we celebrate each other's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, and so all of these things are rituals in the family that brings the family together.
Okay.
It brings the family together. It brings the bonding that you need as a family. A family without a bond, well, I don't know
how it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know. But the family needs to be bonded enough so that you can do all things together. And without a bond, there can't be communication. Yes. And even if there is no communication, you don't know how to relate with people, you don't know how to play along. You see that gradually the family will be breaking apart without even your notice. So today I want parents to take these 5 tools in their homes.
So modeling, communication, discipline, problem solving, then family tradition.
Yes, parents should take these 5 tools, put them somewhere. Always they should make sure they clean the toolbox. Make sure that it looks very clean, and be picking the tools in there to train their children so they grow up to be the perfect children that we have always anticipated to have.
Thank you, Mommy. That is Mrs. Asantewaah Korsah, aka Mama Link, aka also Mami Asantewaah. Instead of talking, moving about, adjusting your body, whispering to each other's ears, let's put our hands together for Mrs. Asantewaah Korsah. Once again, good. And so we are almost done with childcare segments. Please, in case you have something to say, you would want to call to say anything to Ubetmia Kanetri 0322498512 and 0596741771. We are parents now fra answer no be corner because obe wrap up now what the number swatch just so that if you would want to call her in terms of in times of need and all that, you can do that. Or wrap it up now. If you have anything to say, you call the number 0322498512 or 0596741771. So the bear will be bika on subetimi. I can't show Mrs. Asantewaah because this childcare segment on Kids World on Radio Link 89.1. Ma, we are wrapping up with the childcare segment. But your final words, then you greet your loved ones, then don't forget your contact.
Yeah, my final words to parents, just entreating parents to take parenting serious. Parenting is a full-time job. It's not supposed to be a part-time. Just that the jobs that we have, side issues and all that, sometimes make us treat it as a side job. And parents are supposed to be very responsible. And these days, I see.
Mommy, that point.
Yes. Mami pro me minim na me kasa asem we. Mami ka ne pi. na parents in
Tree, na hits and
because assembly
created and the I to say part-time job. Be sorry or corner baby now crana manage you
sometimes when I am going to school, when I'm going to work, I'm taking, I take him out to school that far end before I go to work. And when I'm going, I didn't see my kind people. I didn't see. Na me kwa na asem no ne say ubehu akwala ketwa. Bear 4 years. Oh. 5 years, 6. Nti me ka say na sa man for say ye cheche nkwala no kwa ye nche nkwala sa. Because the rate at which I ubehu sa nkwala nketwa no on highway enye so on mantam kwan bi highway. You know how careless children are, unprotective and all that. Anything at all can happen to them. Now, with Jais Hakwalano, I don't know what parents will be doing as at that time. And you check the uniform and you have an idea as to where the school is, from where the child is walking to the distance of the school. And yet distance one so. But yet me jai sound kwalan kitwa me say enche me kone aban akasa o ma me inform task force
okay
na sound kwalan ni nyina no pa me nam na me hu o ma me chichi wo
na fe mu de wo komo
ai wo ba no wa ma be ya bulka
you can talk to the I think they have the regional security.
Yes, I'm coming to work on that.
Yes,
me be pebo sia yesa aduma
and yes ro ya
me here ka me de be because it is so disheartening. Baby, I won't say me baby I'm a child no highway na wo ho no e kwan no so tachiman kumase e kwan kesi ati say na nkwala nkete you see them crossing the road and all that and they leave the responsibility to teachers. Said I don't know if they want the teacher to come and protect their children. They are expecting the teacher to come stand by the roadside and help their children cross the road. Meanwhile, parents na e wo ba no ma kwala no hu hia o. Because teacher onye neba because the teacher is only doing that out of humanitarian grounds. But so needs our compassion to do with her. Then it will be at the loss of you parents. Intimesre awo for no kwala no susadodo. Kwala na muja omo no omo nenam kwa no ho school no omo susa too much. Tefi na ekọ ye ba bedi hu duma task force ye be ba okay ye hu bi e be chen kwala na buka na ya bom ka
na I study when ma be
ya mo purpose na
ye be purpose na pastor George Korsah can you know the crowd oh when it comes to children all the matter James Korsah pastor George Korsah they can do this for the love of the country everybody life eti mami na o contact any afi wado for which
you na my contact is 0244 56 2684 0244 56 2684. Let me greet some people at Taku Mango Down Stretch. They are in the building of the former Divine Royal Academy School. But we are near pure water. How many cool store do? Fish ben our yes, the name of the cool store is First Class Cool Store.
Oh, a higher another branch.
A higher class one.
Okay.
Me but I'm more
forget that one. Where are they now?
First class. First class cool store. I will tackle. I will tackle Mango Down. Baby Anna Divine Royal Academy School. No baby Anna almost one fishy beer or many beer mouth. And a jobless school store, so you will have opposite Asta FM. Bones, you feel bones, you be I'll be near water. Do carbon, so I don't come.
Until which you now,
which you mean I'm test model for Nina, and it after 4 and it's here for Nina, which you'll be.
Yeah, that's mommy. But mommy didn't in the contact as you Janet, near open so can you come some of friend now. Or no, and that was Mrs. Asantewaah Korsah, test model, basic teacher, and also child estate, pastor's wife was of mommy parenting. Yes, into which we said the education is on point, was on point each and every Saturday because we are all giving a helping hand out to nurture these children. Better leader, never for This segment is there to assist you from home. This is the childcare segment, and it's Kids World on Radio Link 89.1. We'll be right back. I have the Covenant New Dawn Montessori School. That's my guest school for today. So I'll have them seated, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Sit down.
So teacher, this is my former.
Madam, please, you will change cue.
World Cheers. Hello, learners and parents. I humbly welcome you once again to Radio Link 89.1 and Micam Foundation presents to you the most exciting and educative kids radio program. Well, Kids World entails every aspect of education, and the vision is to enhance the general learning habits of children. The show is filled with interesting segments such
Anastasia.
What's it said?
Well, you just need one. Reach out for the new discovery in the world of tissue. Safari, made from quality truly virgin pulp. Safari tissue for your personal comfort, extra soft.